What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow reptilian? My name's Scythe, and today we're going to be going through the recent blog post of Hytale. There is the possibility that we'll end up going through all of the different blog posts, but there is a lot of them so far already. It just means that it's a nice excuse to talk about this game. Because the only other time that we've talked about Hytale on the channel anyways was when they ended up having their trailer announcement, and ooh boy, the hype has been crazy for this game. Lots of us have still been continuously talking about this game, obviously, but I haven't really had the opportunity to show anything off and to get hype about it, and to also just have Hytale in the title to end up getting hype for this game. I ended up having, most of all, the reason why I wanted to do this is I had an epiphany. One of my friends, Captain Redbeard, was like, what's all this hype about Hytale? It looks kind of cool, but why should I be excited about it? And I thought, that's right. If you don't go out of your way to actually read all of these blog posts and generally just understand what Hytale actually is offering to players, then there isn't really that much to be hyped about because it just looks like another Minecraft. In short, it's Minecraft 2. Like, actually like a sequel in that it's pretty much the same game but more of. Okay, so what Hytale is, and I'll explain this in the other blog post as well. Hytale is a game, an individual game being made by an indie team that ended up making tons and tons of modded maps for Minecraft, the Hypixel team, and still has a very popular minigame server today. So it goes without saying that the game itself is going to end up having insane adventures, not to mention with loot drops and everything like that. Whenever they would end up doing Hytale or Hypixel maps, they were one of my favorite. I had series on the Hypixel maps with my brother Johnny because I didn't really care for vanilla Minecraft, but I really liked their maps because you could end up farming for loot, and then they had bosses, and it was actually progressing through a story, which this game's more an open world MMORPG style, where you're going to be able to hop on different servers, which also entails other people's servers where they can end up having it all customized and having in-game mod support rather than having to learn Java. We're all going to be able to actually mod stuff, and I mean, either way, it's awesome. Okay, we'll talk about all these things as we end up going through the other blog posts. It's going to take me a while before we end up doing that because today we're going to be talking about building with blocks. This game looks beautiful, by the way, so it's important to us that the Hytale players have all the tools they need in order to bring their ideas to life. We've already covered Hytale's model maker in a previous post, which we'll talk about another time, which allows players to create their own models, import them directly into the game, etc. You can actually, they showed in that post you creating a custom sword. They also showed their animation cycle and how players are going to have access to that. We're basically going to have access to all of the things that the developers are using to develop the game in order to end up customizing the servers and making the game play the way we want it to play. We can add new loot. We can end up just going to, I'm sure there's going to be some server that's going to be like the most popular one that's probably just going to be like WoW or something like that, right? So in this post, we're going to be focusing on building in adventure mode. And to illustrate this, we'll chiefly, not briefly, be using blocks and materials that you'll find in Zone 1. So they've been doing this a lot lately, showing off Zone 1. And I like how they call it Zone 1 instead of Biome 1 or the first biome and stuff like that, because it makes it a lot less confusing for players. Basically, they've been showing creatures off in this zone, and it's just going to be the generic, everything's nice, you know, forest zone with trees and creatures and stuff like that. In future blog posts, we'll have more to share about builders' tools, freeform building, creating your own worlds, and more. So, builder tools are essentially going to be like World Edit for Minecraft. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a side program that you could use to completely customize an area, copy and paste and stuff like that. They have something similar to that, but in game. So you're going to be able to probably load up your world and just be able to design a house right then and there, like with mouse and keyboard, rather than having to freeform build it yourself manually in game with your character model. You know what I mean? And then creating your own worlds. That's probably going to be world generation and stuff. So there's many blocks in Hytale. Let's scroll down a bit so you guys can just kind of look at this picture while I read. There's many blocks in Hytale, and their most basic form, they can be stacked or placed next to one another. The crafting system, however, lets you create many different building materials from the same basic block type. So pretty much the same as Trove, or not the same as Trove, what am I thinking? Same as Minecraft, where you're basically probably going to end up taking one material. Yeah, this says right here that these 4 basic blocks are from the basic stone material. Having multiple designs allow you to customize your builds in various textures and finishes, which that's already awesome that they're having this right off the bat. It was a long time before Minecraft ended up having something like that, especially with how nice all these stones end up looking. And that also confirms the crafting system is in the game, which obviously we knew that was going to be the case. So, and then in the image above, you can see how many of the different building blocks that you can create out of quartzite, as well as multiple texture variations for each. In addition to regular blocks, you can also see roof tiles, stair blocks, wall blocks, pillar blocks, slabs, and beams. Keep reading to find out more about how these can end up being used. So we get to see all of those. This is the beam right here, where you can make a column. This is going to be the roof blocks, which is a little bit small in the image right here in my video, so I'll try to remember to edit, zoom in here. And then here's going to end up being the stairs, which all the stairs end up looking, or that's not a stair, that's a roof. That's a different roof. These are the stairs. What am I thinking? And then there's going to be the poles and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So here already is a huge, big change from Minecraft that is just way better. You can see in the moving image right here, he's placing down a slab and he's placing it sideways on a wall. That already beats Minecraft in my mind. Slabs are half blocks that allow you to for subtle height and width variation within a build. In the clip above, they're used to fill in parts of an archway without blocking it completely. So the cool thing is that the way that they're setting this archway up is they set it up in just such a way you can still end up entering it, which already means there is so many more options for builds, dude. Just the fact that you're going to be able to do something like that. And then the stairs are going to end up being, you know, the same as Minecraft. So above you can see an example of stair blocks. The most obvious use for these blocks is just staircases, so you could end up walking right up them. They also allow you to create more subtle tampered edges than possible with full blocks. So I mean, everybody knows Minecraft anyway, so you can use these to kind of just have nice fine edges, put them upside down and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool. So beams attached to the center of a block allow you narrow connections between surfaces. In the clip above, you can see various types of beams, quartzite, stone, and wood. And I mean, that already looks really good, just because you're gonna be able to have that be proper poles that you could have as maybe scaffolding or other things. It's just the options already are just opening up in my eyes just seeing something like this. And I like the little stone blocks right here that are 3D in the bottom left of their screen, because it already looks really cool. So wall blocks are another custom shape that allow you to create fences. Walls and railings that are thinner than regular blocks. Obviously, we already know fences, but these fences already look really tight. You know, there's not really that many options for fences in Minecraft. Last I played it anyway, so the fact that we're already going to be getting fence blocks for all the different types of blocks is really, really cool. And then here's pillars, provide an example of how Hytale Model Maker expands the range of options available to builders. These special block variants feature additional details that add variety and visual interest. So what they're talking about with their model maker is, they mentioned this in another blog post, where this is actually a block that you're placing down, yes, but it's actually made in the model maker at being a different size and variance. So you can see that the you know, the blocks are automatically going to end up connecting properly and pillaring appropriately, where there's actually this little jagged edge right here and up at the top, and then otherwise it's smooth but still a little bit thinner. So this is where you would end up doing this in their model making program in order to end up giving it the different variants and telling the blocks AI, as it were, how it should actually interact with other blocks. And then this is already one of my absolute favorite right here. These roofing blocks look so good. Like, oh my goodness gracious. Roof blocks are another example of a sophisticated block variant that incorporates elements created in Hytale's Model Maker. Once again, these sloping surfaces can be used to create detailed rooftops for your builds. The image above shows the tiled roof elements, but other variants like thatched roofing are available as well. I love this. Like, this is already awesome. I love the style of the game. I love the texture pack of the game, whatever you want to call it. And I love the way it all looks. Even the grass you can see right here, it looks very thick in the background. And it just generally looks slightly better than Minecraft with a texture pack. It looks like it's actually like a full conversion mod of Minecraft or something, but better because this is actually in the game's core code, and should actually be a little bit more optimized than Minecraft as well, because Minecraft relies on Java, right? I love these two. I am absolutely sold on this game because I love building especially in Minecraft. Every time I ended up having a Minecraft series on the channel, essentially it was just me dedicating it to building and using creative mode and just using different tools and stuff like that. But I never really got what I wanted out of it, whereas Hytale has all of this and the adventuring aspect, you know? So decorative elements like ivy can be attached to the surface and add detail, and I love the way that these vines, you know, Minecraft just has the flat vine picture. This one's actually got 3D type where the leaves end up jutting out, and I love it, dude. Like, it looks great. Not to mention you can see the vines down at the bottom are a little bit smarter where they know this is the bottom, so it's not just repeating the same image over and over. It seems like it's thicker in this spot, thinner in this spot, etc. So here we get to see the interior. So combining furniture sets with block variants provides a lot of options while decorating the insides of buildings. In the image above, pillars and stair blocks are used to create the fireplace, and multiple versions of the basic stone and quartzite blocks create visual variety in the wall behind it. The addition of furniture and decorative items finishes off this cozy little area, and then it's going to be showing a build that they ended up making. But I already love this. Like, this already looks like just a basic Minecraft house, but so much better. And you know, the details that they have in the back are very, very on point with what they said, where it's so subtle, but it just looks that much more interesting because of it. You know, like, you can totally see that the centerpiece is the fireplace. And I love that there's a candle, because I love the fact that you can actually have other blocks illuminating light, which is really, really awesome. So now let's take a look at what's possible when you combine all of these different block types into a single build. In this case, a mansion in zone 1. So here we go. We got them just throwing down the basic foundation of the build, kind of just doing a nice time lapse of it, I guess, and just showing that it is going to end up being basic Minecraft building if you want. Already really liking the design of it. These guys know what they're doing. We know how the logs are going to end up being differently. The roof tiles, though, that's what really interests me. And there we get to see those beautiful vines again, as well as proper windows and archways, trap doors confirmed, all the normal stuff you'd expect from Minecraft. And then an absolutely breathtaking little house that already just, I mean, doesn't that look great? Like, seriously, I just absolutely love the way that these builds look, even at their most basic, you know? Like, we've also got these white wall blocks. What is that? Like, I don't know what it's called. It's like in London or something like that. But either way, that looks really, really cool. The fact that we can build houses like this. And I mean, this is just a basic one, and they're just trying to kind of show off, like, oh, here's a good example. So here you can see a new build by World Team Maker Propsy. So this is their example build. It comes together piece by piece, starting with a simple block outline. Oh, never mind. That's them talking about that one that we just watched. So here's a couple other things that were made by the team itself. So the team ended up making some of these things. And the cool thing is that I think these are actually generated in the world. And I think that these are going to end up being dungeons that you can end up coming across. I can't confirm that, obviously, but there's no reason why they wouldn't put these in the game. And this is where, again, the cool thing is that if you end up building anything, you could actually mod them into generating as a dungeon. You could design dungeons, you could design safe haven areas and stuff like that. So the content is going to be limitless, because they've actually given us access to the mod tools, and it seems to be very easy and intuitive. So this one's already really cool. Love the bridge. Could totally see fighting dudes on it. This castle already is extremely impressive, with a nice wheat field and scarecrows and little spiked fences in the background and stuff like that. And generally, it kind of looks like you would end up fighting your way up the stairs and up the dungeon all the way to this area where you would most likely fight the dungeon boss or something cool. This is just my absolute favorite, though, the piece de resistance, because it's Oriental themed, and you guys know I am all about it. So we've got proper pagodas, sakura trees and everything. This is what my build essentially is going to end up looking like, and I cannot wait for it. So either way, that pretty much covers everything in this blog post, everybody. Again, I want to try and have these kind of regular, you know, anytime we end up getting new blog posts, I want to talk about it. But I do still want to end up going through the older blog posts for you guys, just so you kind of have an understanding of everything that we understand about Hytale right now. Maybe I'll end up starting from the first one and then catching back up to this one, or maybe we'll just end up going backwards through them all. But the thing is, if we end up going backwards through them from the most recent, a lot of them are going to reference older blog posts, so it might not make that much sense chronologically, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate. I'll put a link down below so you can check out these pictures for yourselves and see them in a little bit more detail. I'll try to do what I can in editing, but otherwise, have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like, sub, hit that notification bell. If you want to support me, you can always sponsor the YouTube channel, buy some of my merch, which is in the description, or if you don't have any money, but you still want to help me out, check the link down below to Gawkbox, which is a way you can donate to me for free by playing phone games for a few minutes. Sign on and stay epic, everybody.